Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. We're going to be using our normal basic borders for this tutorial. Now I have the back and I am going to place the good sides of the front and the back together, and I am going to go on and join the shoulders so I can bias the neckline. Now I have 1 inch for the width of the strip that I cut out of my fabric. You can use whichever length you want. Now, as if you are a beginner, I will suggest you go on and mark 1/2 inch on this side all the way to the bottom, and you can also mark 1/2 inch on the other side all the way to the bottom. This way it will be easier and for you to sew and also serve as a guideline. Now just place your bias strip on your fabric on the neckline and start sewing by 1/2 inch all the way around it. Now when you get to where you started from, you have to overlap the strip just like I am doing. Now cut off the excess. Now make sure you notch all around the neckline. Now place the rough edges on the bias strip, and we're going to sew that all the way around. We're going to sew on top of that on the bias strip. Doing this helps to give you a very smooth folding when you're done sewing your bias, even without ironing. At the end of the day, you're going to see it. Now, as you can see, I am done doing that. Now, next thing we're going to do is join the strip together. Now, next thing you want to do is start making a double fold, just like I did. As you can see, the other side is as smooth as it can be. Now, just start sewing on top of it, just like I am doing. And keep making your double fold as you go. Keep sewing and making a double fold as you go. Now when you're done, your biased neckline should be looking like this. As you can see, the inside is neat, the outer part is also neat. You can also go on and bias your armhole or anything you want to bias. This is pretty much the way to go about anything you want to bias. Now I am going to be showing you how to bias your neckline using a needle and thread. This way your stitches won't appear on the other side. Now place the same 1 inch width of bias. Now I am going to be using armhole to demonstrate this. Now I am just going to go on and sew my bias all the way to the other end of my armhole. Make all your notches just like we did for the other one. Now also remember to place the rough edges of your notched fabric to your bias strip and top stitch just like we did for the other one. Now this is when I finish doing that. We will start making our double fold. Fold 1 and fold 2. Now instead of stitching this with our sewing machine, we would be using a needle and thread. Now I have threaded my needle and I would go into my bias and I would lock my stitch. Now remember, we are trying to sew in such a way that the stitches are not going to appear on the other side of your fabric. Now this is how you go about it. I have poked my needle right into my bias again, as you can see. Now I will take about 2 threads from my fabric. I won't put my thread into my fabric. I will just take about 2 threads from my fabric. This way it won't show on the other side. Now I will go right into my bias again. Then take 2 threads again from my fabric, and I will keep doing this until I get to the end. Now I would stop about right here. Now you can see how tight the bias is. It's not going off. You can see me trying to show you how tight it is. Now when you turn it to the other side, you can see there are no visible threads showing. And remember, I used red thread, so if I made a mistake, you would see the thread showing. But this is how you stitch your bias without your threads showing on the both sides, and this is how neat it would be if you do it right, depending on the look you're going for. Now lastly, I would show you how to bias with a normal regular bias tape. Now looking at this bias tape, you can see it already has this guidelines to follow when sewing. It already has this fold on the both sides. You have this fold here, this guideline here, and you also have on the other side. Now I am going to be showing you how to attach a bias tape to a neckline with a zipper. Now unzip your bodice, place your bias like this on your neckline, and make sure to take off about 1 inch or ½ inch. Now you're going to place this on your sewing machine and make sure to follow that guideline on your bias tape and sew till you get to the other side of your zipper. Also, when you get towards the end of the other side, make sure to leave about 1 inch or ½ an inch, just like I have done. Now I will just go on and make my notches on my neckline. Now take that ½ inch or 1½ inch you left out and fold it in like this. Now make a double fold. Now once you've made that double fold, start stitching and make sure to double fold as you sew and go all the way around your neckline. Now once you're done, you can see it looking nice and neat. This is how you have a neat bias neckline with a zipper. You can see how neat it looks. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and hope to see you in more videos.